here, we are shortchanged in the sense that I can tell you as I'm standing here that we have a census of close to 160 million Nigerians, and we have less than 450 policemen. Out of these 450 policemen, all the politicians have taken one, all the banks have taken minimum of 2, all the agencies have taken. As I'm walking down the street, I have not seen any policeman as a community policing. So which means we are on our own. And that's why when people say things happen, they cannot get the criminals. I say you can never get them. Reason, because apart from the fact that we're not security conscious, nothing is available to get those guys. So it's left for you and I to have a little idea of what to do. And quickly, the first step of understanding security is to be conscious of your environment. That's one thing I've realized about Nigerians. We are not conscious of our environment. For example, let me give you an example. I'm driving off in the morning, I'm going to work. I have a company that is protecting me with security. And the guy in my gate at that time was a slim man. And I'm coming back, I saw a fat man with the same uniform. Do you question it? And we don't question it because we are so trustful. This is the only country I just feel that we don't suspect things. I tell you that police are not witch and wizard to know that you are driving and you have either a drug or ammunition in your bag. You are just suspicious. So here we are not. No, we are too good. We are too nice not to question things. Let's assume that you are driving off from your house, and you are coming back you are coming back in the evening, and this stone that is not supposed to be where it's supposed to be. Do you know what we do? How are you going to ask? Who put this stone here? Get man, take it off. But that stone would have been a trap. So the first thing about being security conscious to be aware of your environment. And I'm saying that being aware of your environment is very, very important. Like I said, some of this I'm going to be saying here today, you might say, okay, I hope I'm not wasting my time. You are not wasting your time, because at the end of the day, you find out that this talk will save a life. Everybody became aware of security. Everybody, 911, counter-terrorism, everything was in place. Boko Haram have been on in Nigeria for, is it not 2 years of this administration? Is there anything government have done to sensitize the people, or to say in case there is any bomb you see anywhere, you can quickly call a number? Apart from Lagos that have 767-112 number, how many of us have that in our phone? Thank you, mothers and daddies that have that. It's very important. Sometimes we hear these things, we ask, does it work? 767, one number. 112, another number. It's a free toll. Just like you travel out, as you are stepping to anywhere, you're saying, is it 991 now? It's very important. So this is the number. That's one thing Lagos State have done. Today, right now, you have a medical issue, you have a fire issue. Once you call 767, yes, they will send an ambulance. People say, I cannot report situation in my environment to the police because police will come after me. You don't need to get to police station now to report an issue. And I quite appreciate most of the schools I have visited, the Parent Teachers Association and other stuff. Beautiful. But the neighborhood you live, are you involved in the security? That's one thing we don't do. I ask Nigerians, when we are at the Heathrow Airport, or you are in which airport again? Maybe one of the airports abroad. You can see Nigerians just lining up and doing what is right. But how come when it comes to our life, something that will save us, we don't want to do it? We tend to want to say, okay, it's government. I tell people, no, we are here today to represent, to represent our children, loved ones, and these kids we carry for 9 months. Daddy we are paying a whole lot of money. The question is that, how do you want to enjoy these kids if you don't protect yourself? If you don't understand what it means to do those mundane things? I want us to stop taking people for face value. We do that a whole lot. Let me tell you what happened. You are seated here right now, maybe as you are driving out, or you just meet a old friend. Maybe 6 months ago, you've not seen each other. Sometimes even 6, 7 years, sometimes even after college, you not see this friend. You just embrace him or her. The next thing that address, home, come and meet me. Or let's go and hang out. You download the whole story. I'm telling you, you don't know what these friends have been involved in for that past 1 year. I'm telling you, we need to stop taking people on face value. I appreciate Africa a lot. When I'm out, I tell people that in Africa we eat alone, we share everything. When I was running a course in UK, I just need £5 to complete a payment. I look around me, everybody was carrying face, straight face. I asked myself, I said, man, I've been 1 week ago. But I know in Nigeria, I can walk to the bus stop and say, Egbon, can I have? No, somehow you must be able to collect it. You see, that's Africa for you. But people have taken advantage of that. And they hate you and they hurt you. I tell people that the worst insecurity to you is internal security. And for those mommy here, I need to talk to us. We have a whole lot of people who are serving us as house help. Those are the most deadly human beings my research have carried. Mommies, are we together here? If you are taking a house help, don't divulge your information to your house help. I see no reason why house help should enter a gas room. I know some of us could be so lazy. Some of us are so tired. Some of us are like, okay, you don't need to send your house help to the nook and cranny of your bedroom. And if you must have the house help, you must treat that house help like your own daughter. You see, psychologically, human being and human being. This me, I came from a very poor home. I'm serving this rich family. I've never seen what they have in my life. And here I'm being maltreated again. If I'm being maltreated, what I'm going to be planning is that, so, now so it be, I'll show them. He might not show it in his attitude or in her attitude. But the point is that if we love them and care for them, this guy will definitely do the same thing. That's what happened some few weeks back. A lady went to the church. I'm very sure some of us read this. This is not a makeup. Anything I say here is my case study. It's not a makeup. In the church, a 12-year-old girl walked to a woman while they were going for Thanksgiving. And the woman innocently handed over the keys to the 12 years, not identifying that girl, not even knowing, thinking that it's her own housemaid. Except that girl, that baby had been returned yesterday. I'm going to be modeling a whole lot of things, saying a whole lot of things, but I hope you are taking my point. Sometimes we go to church, the next man's woman sitting to us, we can't identify that person. Do you know why? Because we want to be alone. We don't want to identify with people. But unfortunately, if your important document in your bag get disappeared, that's the end of it. But when I go to church and when I go to a public place, I look at you, okay, I can identify you. I'm not saying it to him, but I'm saying in my heart, and he knows I'm looking at him. That's why you see criminals. They don't look at you twice. They don't. Because they know you are trying to pick something. That's for those of us who are professionals. They don't want to look at you twice. They want to take away their eyes because they know you are trying to pick up something. There's a guy somewhere in the University of Oxford. The guy was into heavy drug. And he came to a company with, the college used to have a ring. I don't know most of us who know that. It's ring instead of whatever. So he was wearing this ring and he went to rob. All the security could identify was an Oxford ring, was wearing. Do you know what happened? The investigation was like 2-3 years to find out who wore an Oxford ring to that company. Guess what? It was found. So what am I saying here? Trying to identify things. Sometimes teachers that take care of our children in the school, do we even identify them? Do we know them? When we come to pick our children from our teachers, do we even understand the character traits a little bit? Are they the daddies that are here today? You guys are the true daddies. You are not a Father Christmas. A whole Nigerian fathers are Father Christmas. And I say that because when they call for this kind of meeting, it's the mothers that will go. But you are a real father. Please, what we're going to take it up. When the children come back and they talk to you, they want to tell you what is happening in their life. Please listen to them. Sometimes we are tired. I tell you, being a father is not to take them to UK and London. It's not to buy the best gift in this world to the children. It's to able to let these children grow and understand. If there's any fear you have, even as a father, share with your children. Please, this is for your own good. These guys, as I'm standing here making research on what to do, what to teach, they are making more research on how to hit us. The Briton that was kidnapped around Lekki wasn't by the traffic. Again, it was at the traffic because it was driving bumper to bumper. I don't care. I don't care how the traffic is. I don't drive bumper to bumper. I was able to give you space for me to maneuver. It might not even be criminals. It might be the car in my front who just caught fire. So how do I maneuver myself? So if we learn, each time I drive in Lagos, I say, God, sorry, I just can't just get it. And again, because we're how do I do this? If you move from one state to another in US, like you guys know, you must go through driver's training to understand the terrain. Like in Columbus, you can answer your phone call, but you cannot ping, you cannot text. But in New York or New Jersey, you cannot do that. So it just varies like that. So before your license is given to you, you know how those stuff. But how many of us here in Nigeria go through that? None. So once you are driving, you must understand that the next driver is a crazy man, is an untrained person. And once you understand that your life is good, that's why you don't yell. You just you be sane, because you have understood the fact that these guys are not trained. That's one best way to avoid insecurity while you are driving. I still see a whole lot of rich people that use people from Niger. There's an estate somewhere at Adeni Jones. This man is one of the richest man in the estate. Nice man, gentleman. When he had this Nigerian man that was guiding him, like we call them Aboki. So the man thinks that in the evening, they will be over like 20:30. So the man was happy, okay, I'm just praying for one man. What happened? I have 20 men guiding me. Not knowing that the day the man was killed by the same people. If we are to tell you what happened in Lagos every day, in Nigeria, in Africa, we all say associated, it can't happen to me. And because it has not happened to you, you feel it cannot happen. Who ever told you that people that are worshiping God in the church will just get killed like that? Or in the mosque? So, meaning, as we're going, we drop our guards. Everybody's relaxed. Now I tell people, parents, on Sunday is the deadliest day in Lagos. You are driving one of the best car in the garage to the church, and you are relaxed. The kids are in the car. You feel that everything is safe. I want to go back to the record. If you are not a record keeper, every time you have a major hit in Lagos, it's on Sunday. So, meaning if you close from the church, you want to go to a mall or you are coming home, please let's be at alert. I tell people that once you are at alert, the danger is reduced. Once somebody is following you and you make a turn he knows he's going to leave you. But sometimes, because we are too shocked up with issues at home, issue with the children, issue with government. God forbid if I want to talk about government in Nigeria. That's hypertension on its own. When I'm on the road, it's between me and God. I know in Nigeria we pray a lot, awesome. God did. But the fact that God did does not mean that people that were killed in the church, they didn't know God. Just like was in the Bible. The talk of Babel, that those that have died, they are no more sinner than those who did not die. That's the same thing that's happening right now. But the truth is that you go out, you are coming back home safely because it's God. But at the same time, you must be able to know what's happening in your environment. What is happening in our environment, every point matters a lot. I'm telling you. sometimes we just feel that, okay, let me just relax. You know, this life is very easy, man. Life is short. I know I'll kill myself. But I'm not saying we should become paranoid here, please. I'm not saying we should be fearful here. But the truth of the matter is that just want to know what is happening around us. That's just it. Whatever you call them, maids or whatever, we just must be careful. And you must have these people. One word is to love them. No amount of money you pay all these domestic staff, that's enough. Because they look at our house and they feel that, whoa, so how much is paying me this? But they cannot understand what you are putting in to pay them that. To them, like I was telling somebody, I got to where I am today because I follow process. But now people don't want to follow process anymore. People want to get there. At 25, he's driving the car that me at 45 or 46 is driving. And they didn't know how much gutter I've cleaned before I got to where I am. So that's the problem. Somebody said corruption can come. Corruption can be, what's it called? If government likes, let them bring all the guns from America, from Russia, from Israel. He cannot stop insecurity in Nigeria. He has come to stay with us because the economy is bad. So it's left for you parents to now take your security in your hand. And what am I saying are the things I'm bringing up today. Once you can understand where you are, the kind of people you are dealing with, are you doing business with somebody? And you have a partner that you have a business with, and you trusted that partner so much, and you try to cheat that partner, it's a security threat to you. I tell people, I'm an advocate of partnership. But in Nigeria, it doesn't just work. If you must work, you must know the kind of person. It's amazing how God has created our own kind of black. But the truth is that you have your destiny in your hand, which is in my heart. Though I have a book here, I'm able to compile about 50 points about children here. Maybe before I go, it's just 500 naira, I made it, so that if you want, you can have it. It's not by force. Like I said, it's an NGO. They want to go to an NGO to go and educate children. And do this, no government is sponsoring me. I felt I have a program on TV and on radio. How do I give back to the society? It's what I'm doing right now. As madam, I told her, whatever is giving us today is going to us to mobilize people to go and teach children. It's not for me. No, I'm okay with the little God that blessed me with. But I want to talk something today. Kidnapping is one issue. I hope I'm not taking our time. Please, I hope I'm not taking your time. Thank you. Father, I said I'm going to go to, where is it called, the labor room with my wife. I want to feel it. I couldn't stand it. I was shedding tears. I'm like, whoa. If this is what it takes, I'm going to love this boy and girl so much that Jesus come. I've been married for 17 years, so I'm not talking as a young married couple. I'm telling you the truth. That's why I respect all the fathers here today. So, Nigeria will change. How do we avoid kidnap? Please, I want us to listen to this, very important. You see, when things happen in Nigeria and we talk about it, it sounds mundane. It sounds like, what are they talking about? Sometimes I become like what's it called? On TV or radio, I'm like, hey, what am I going to talk today? Have I not spoken about this? Okay, let me look at how. What course keep coming in? Richard, please, what do you think? What do you think? And that's okay, let's keep talking about it. Now, the first thing I said here is, let's develop our security consciousness, understanding our environment. When you are in a filling station and you want to take a gas or fuel, we call it here, please, I know it's so easy. If I tell you the number of people that have been killed or motor cars snatched, it's amazing that this idiot, if they could take the money and cash away and go, it's easy. But killing people with that's what really saddened me. So when you are at that filling station, you think it's relaxed, please watch the guy coming to you. This is what happened to me some time ago, but I could be paranoid, but sorry, it was true later. I used an avalanche, one old avalanche that God dashed me. Maybe the guy think that avalanche, but boy, Olowo knew. Apparently, I never knew he was following me. I can't say, me, of all people, Monoshi. So as I enter to park, to the first station, he followed me. So the guy asked me how much. Normally, you relax on in your car, you want to look at the meter. This time around, I came down. So I now walk to him. I said, "You be following me? Is that be saying? So I'm not following you." Guess what? The jacket was wearing that's a boot of the gun. Because I'm trained, so I quickly look at where I think he will either put this stuff here. So unfortunately, the jacket. No, I saw the. I said, "Okay, you just want to buy fuel." I told the attendant, "I'm coming." Do you know what? When I say I'm coming, I want to go to Mr. Biggs because Moby has Mr. Biggs. To me, I know that something is going to happen. Guess what they did? They turned. So sometimes when you're in this filling station, just be open. Just forget about the problem a little while. It's your life we're talking about here. Because these guys are not working. So these guys are graduates, we'll know. But the truth of the matter is there is frustration. But no amount of frustration can get some of us here to do what they are doing. So the truth is that your security and your life is in your hand. So we're talking about kidnapping here right now. Please, for those of us who are average, you think that your children are important to you. I know that in Lekki there's always one way, everywhere, one way to what estate. Please, your driver must be able to go through some security thing, work that way. I'm going to share with you right now. If it's possible, you can talk to the driver that taking my children to school. If for anything, please make sure that you know who is following you, or you know whatever it is, know the color of the vehicle. If possible, take the facial mark of that person. If you think that the person is following you, what to do? Maybe you should need to branch off. If you need to turn in any of the runabout to check, just to check. Sometimes when you are trying to security conscious, it might make you crazy or look stupid. But that's you. I'm telling you, that's security for you. So, if you have a wicked relative, a brother-in-law, a sister-in-law that you know that is not happy with anything in the home, it's good to do away with that person. Husband, don't be emotional that it's my sister or my brother. Wife, don't be emotional that it's my sister to my husband. Once you have a relative that's not contented with the little you guys are providing, that person will give you guys out. I might sound crazy. It's happening right now, isn't it? If we publish insecurity about kidnapping in the family that's happening in Nigeria, some of us will not walk on the road. I'm telling you. ASIC is American Society of Industrial Safety. And we have a seminar somewhere in Asia. That's the one question they ask me that, how do we survive in Nigeria? Until they get to Nigeria, they find out that it's easy city, especially Lagos. But the fact is that, like I told you, just a few weeks ago, in America, was it not, what happened? What do you call this wind again that take all their houses? Tornado, is it not tornado? I've never seen tornado in Nigeria. Apart from the flood that just happened once that we didn't prepare for. You remember I told you when I started this, we are the killer of ourselves. I know that some of us seated here, because when I was in Columbus, like around May, something happened in Cleveland. We're watching CNN, and we want to know how many of us are really following security. About these 3 teenagers that were adopted for about 9 years. They never heard it? Thank you. Who alerted the police after that 9 years? Was it not the child of one of those girls that was kidnapped? How did you get to know about calling 911? That's amazing. I teach children in Nigeria, the schools I go to. If you see daddy hitting mommy, call 767. Oh yes. That's the truth. So I teach the children, and the principals are happy. Why? Because we need the children need to know that they need their mommy and daddy. So when daddy is hitting mommy and they lock themselves in the room and they are screaming, and mommy is screaming more, take daddy's phone, call 767. Hey police, my daddy want to kill my mommy. Please come. Don't even let your daddy know. It sounds funny, isn't it? That's it. Because you and me, I grew up in the village. I told someone that the first time I saw a car was when I was 6 years. I said, whoa. Why? Because I came from a riverine area where we use boat and other stuff. So the first time I saw a car, it was like, woo. But then my own child was born to technology now. That slapped my mommy severally. If it's now, my dad would have been would have been cooling himself in jail. So what am I talking here? Please, if we are called and you don't know the person on the other line, please let's cut the cord. The call. Don't try to say, okay, try to imagine. It's like I said, all this I'm saying, you might have heard them, but don't put them into practice. If somebody called you and he's trying to be funny, please, cut the call. Like I'm going to tell us here right now. No, tell our children what's the difference between a good stranger and a bad stranger. We as parents tell our friends, tell our kids, don't talk to a stranger on your road. Didn't you say that? But if your child is in danger, who does it talk to? Thank you. So now let me analyze it. So what that means that we must tell our children, number one, if at any cost we have any need to talk to a stranger, you must talk to a mama. First of all, an auntie. Aunties and mama are more likely to be friendly than uncles. Uncles, I'm not saying they're bad though. But we are the one that needs the money fast, is it? So you encourage them, go to a filling station, go to shop or anything around, but it must be mama must be the first option. Please, it's very, very important. But the children, nobody have right, no adult have right to call the children. Excuse me, where is Corona school? No. Once an adult call a child, there is 95% of something. So let the kids know that no adult must call you, talk you, and you must not go. It's very important. It's wrong. If I want to call a child, Ayo, don't run to me because I feel that I know him somewhere. It's very innocent. So we encourage school not to put them on the backpack because all these guys, they use it to get the children. They draw to them. So please, I'm very sure, I don't know whether the school is doing it here, but if they are doing it, it must be stopped. Please, it's not right. Then, I tell children, if in any, God forbid, an uncle is trying to kidnap you, that is trying to take you away, you should not cry or she should not cry. What you should do, not just yelling, because if you yell, neighbors might think that he's jumping a naughty, that uncle want to take him somewhere and he's yelling. So he must shout, help me, and he must use his fist and hand. So the more he say help me, people will know that something is wrong. Mommy and daddy, things are changing. Nigerians are becoming security at least 5% conscious now. I'm telling you. People see things drop and they want to say, why did you drop this before? It doesn't happen in this country. So what I'm saying here is that if your child must yell, he must scream and talk. Must not scream and come across like he's being naughty. Important. So that in case you can think that, okay, a car takes my children to school. But this car can just get 40. So if you get 40 today and they don't know, yeah, you have a driver, something will just happen. But let these children have your number. The house address. My son, when he was 4, he knows our number, he knows our street, everything. Then let's watch what they go through in the internet. That's one thing I'm going to encourage us. Internet is very corrupt. We know that. So let's know. Let's help them. Let's guide them. Thank God this is not America where we say when we beat them, they go and report us. Are bringing the kids to Nigeria now because they felt that they've been reported enough. If you are too tired and you have somebody coming, if you cannot go, don't take the door. I tell my children when I go to school to lecture them, if mommy and daddy are home upstairs and a stranger is coming, it could be your auntie, your own auntie. I've seen where a husband's sister, simply because he came to ask for money and the wife refused and the husband was abroad, they came to kidnap his child. And they came without police. So how can you imagine my own sister coming to my house, neighbors knows her, taking my child out? Would they stop her? That's it. And that door was locked and the house was in the kitchen. It took them until they arrested those people. They know that it was the husband's sister that planned the kidnap. Simply because the child just came to open the door for an auntie that he knows. So sometimes I tell them, even though you know it's a grandma, it's a mom, go tell your dad upstairs, mom is at the door. Auntie so is at the door, it's by the door. Let's please safeguard these children. You see, the psychological effect of being kidnapped alone is massive. The torture adults go through, they don't come back sane. Talk less of a kid. So it's very, very important what I'm saying today. I must sound stupid. I must sound, I don't know what I'm saying. But the truth is that these are the kids you love so much. You have spent how many hours here today? How much are you spending for money to get this kid? Do you know that you go to ATM, is it? ATM naturally is to give you money. Abi, please, is that true? Do I need to pray for ATM to give me money? But you know, we pray in Nigeria for ATM to have service to pay, to give us money here. So everything we pray. But these are the things that are supposed to happen normally. But God forbid, let's assume that this school is on fire. God forbid. And everybody's running scatter, scatter. And they could not come back to the inside. If your child is to come to your house alone, can he get to your house? That's the question. How many of us have sat down to tell our children from our house to your school, this is how it is? We have made our children become lazy, puppy, proud, know anything. I remember when my son was going to school, the AC was not working on the way. And he was yelling on the driver. Hey, where's my AC? When the driver, because I gave him an opportunity to talk to me. So when they came and said, I asked that, how was your trip to school? He said, can you believe that them lady was shouting and, because there's no AC? I said, son, at your age, I was not going to school with vehicle. I was walking how many miles to school? I won't even enter taxi, son. Yeah, you have a car to take to school because of, okay.